Helium is currently the worst performing crypto in the top 100 coins by market cap, currently down below the critical $5 level. Decrypt points to the Solana transition as the driver behind this downtrend, but I'm not buying it. I don't think that that is the case. Despite the broad community sentiment regarding this transition being primarily positive from my perspective, I think a lot of the Helium community is simply capitulating at these levels. We are currently down almost 92% from the all-time highs. There is blood in the streets, and I simply think some people are cashing out and moving on. This, of course, could prove to be a very poor decision once the dust settles and the 5G network really ramps up. For me personally, I am here for the long haul and am looking closely at the charts for any hints of a bottom. Let's take a look at the details in today's video. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you guys are having a great day. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in. It really helps support the channel. Today's video, we are going to be looking more closely at the charts. We are now steadily holding below this ice line all the way down here, this red line that was around the $5.15 range, which was formed way back in February of 2021. The HNT price is currently down around $4.70. We're going to be looking at the charts. We're going to be looking at what some of the major crypto outlets are pointing to as the driver behind this downtrend. However, we'll also talk about why I don't really think that is the case and what I really think might be going on here. But guys, regardless, this is really tough times here for us here in the Helium community. These levels of HNT were unfathomable just a few months ago, but as crypto markets do, they usually far exceed our expectations, both to the upside and to the downside. We are currently now at extreme levels of capitulation, which ultimately means we are at extreme levels of opportunity. Now, guys, I do want to point out here, as we can see, if we sort on cryptomarketcap.com, we sort by the 7-day percentage, we can see that Helium is currently the worst performing top 100 coin by market cap in the top 100, currently down almost 25% over the last 7 days. The next worst performer is less than half as bad at 11.4%. That is Avalanche. So obviously, Helium is really getting battered down at these levels right now, while the rest of the crypto market really isn't doing that bad. So that is a huge cause for concern here. We just have to try and understand what is driving this. And as we can see here, Decrypt points to Helium sinking 15% following a proposed move to Solana. Of course, they highlight the uncertainty, which is never a good thing here in crypto land. Even when we're talking about more well-known equities, uncertainty is always a bad thing. And of course, this transition does raise a little bit more uncertainty, but I don't think that this news or this proposed HIP 70 is what is driving this downtrend. I really think that there are a lot of people that have been in the Helium community waiting for their miners, got their miners. Now Helium has been in this downtrend, suffering from this bear market, and I think it's been a culmination of all the headlines over the past month and a half that have all contributed to this major downturn here from early to mid-August all the way down to where we are now. Now, I really think one major contributor is the YouTube video from CoffeeZilla, where he outlines the Helium network and he really focuses on the data usage, which is certainly a concern. We mentioned that in the previous video on this channel. I am very concerned about that. However, I don't think it is a reason to think that Helium is going to vaporize into thin air. I've seen some people comparing Helium to Luna. I mean, that kind of stuff is totally unhinged and unprecedented as far as I'm concerned. I don't think that is anything. I don't think Helium shares anything in common with something like the Luna rug pull that we saw. But the question now is, where do we go from here? As we can see, this was really the ice line. This was the end all be all, and we are currently below it. And I really don't think it is out of the question to say we might actually go back and retest lower levels here of this structure. It is very possible, in my opinion, it is possible for us to go all the way down to this close here, which is around the $3.15 range. In my opinion, that is the next level that will show any reaction from the market, but it is totally possible that we do make it there if bad news, uncertainty continue in the markets, and more specifically in helium. As we can see, helium has been underperforming significantly, so this is really helium specific. And if the uncertainty and the negative headlines continue, it is possible for us to get down lower to those levels. But guys, as you know, I say this all the time in a lot of videos, we're really getting to the capitulation point here on the charts, and I really don't think we're there exactly yet, because I want to point out this blow off top here. This was back at the all-time high back in November when we reached about $54. If we zoom out here, you can see that this is the level I'm talking about. That's a blow off top of the all-time high, and usually I would expect to see a blow off bottom or a huge spike in volume once we get to full capitulation in the marketplace, and we have not seen that just yet. As we can see, these are high volume levels. However, it is nothing compared to this one, and we have seen other levels of volume of this level in the recent past. I also want to mention that the RSI down here is approaching the oversold level for the third time now in its history. As we can see, the first time ever was way back here at the very bottom of this structure, which ultimately led to the following uptrend for about a year and a half. And now we are down there once again after all of this time and all of the development and progress. We are down there once again. This ultimately is a major sign that markets and sellers are becoming exhausted at these levels, and we could expect a brief recovery. But of course, there is no question, there is no evidence right now to support that we are here at the bottom, at least from what I can see here on the daily charts. Now, guys, I do want to point out some of the comments I saw here on Arman's post, where he basically announced the pending vote of Helium moving to the Solana blockchain, and he gives a brief description of some of the things. We touched on that in the previous video. He links to the HIP70 GitHub, which goes into a lot of detail, which sometimes is good, sometimes is bad, because things can get a little bit convoluted and it becomes hard to really understand what is happening. However, I want to highlight some of the people that are really excited about this and some of the other people that are really upset with this decision, or the decision to select Solana as opposed to other blockchains. Now, as you can see, there are some very big supporters here of Solana. Huge news. Solana is unstoppable. But right below it, as you can see, Solana was hacked about 10 times. It is also very centralized. Now, Phil here makes a good point in questioning why Solana, and I also have that same question, because I know that a lot of venture capitalists who have invested a lot of money in Solana have also invested a lot of money in Helium. So that alone makes me very skeptical of the choice of Solana, and why not propose HIPs for other blockchains as well, or at least propose a HIP where they outline the benefits and the negatives of each chain and have a vote against which chain to go to, rather than just saying, we want to go to Solana, here's the vote to vote if we go to Solana, and eliminating all of the other possible choices. That is the main problem I have with all of this, and I can see that some people here do share that same feeling. As we can see, someone says here, please let this be for reasons other than Multicoin being an early backer in both projects. Feels like a dangerous proposition and some favor pushing in the Multicoin ecosystem. Now, that is a very fair point. The Multicoin having interest in both Solana and Helium does raise concern for myself. And of course, down below, congrats to Multicoin on a successful merger of their two portfolio companies. So that is clearly a concern here. In the comments of this thread, there are a lot of people in that are excited about it, because there is supposed to be a lot more scalability and compostability here with this migration. But guys, let me know your thoughts here. There is a lot to cover, but there is huge opportunity here looming for HNT if you believe in the ecosystem, if you believe in the project and the future prospects here for what Helium is building. Let me know your comments down below. If you're excited about HIP70, if you hate the idea, I myself am still reading about it, so I'm trying to really wrap my head around how I feel. But guys, let me know your thoughts down here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for being here until the end. Please hit that like and subscribe if you have not already. But just like that, this video is over, and I will see you